I'd like to share that in my own personal journey, I have been looking at the reliability of the Bible. There came a time that I was questioning, like, am I really believing the real thing? And so, which is the Bible. And so I started digging, and on my study, I genuinely believe that the Bible is true. Here are my two key points that strongly support my faith. And first, the historical facts. The Bible is filled with accounts that have been historically verified. And secondly, uh, personal transformation. You know, kasi if you genuinely engage with the Bible, it can completely change your life. You will never be the same. It's the word of God. So here's what gets interesting. The Epstein files serves as a real life illustration of the Bible's truths.
Archaeological discoveries have found thousands of urns with cremated infant and small children's remains. Now we have evidence of Epstein's circle killing and even eating children. Unquote. Another ex-account said, quote, Jeffrey Epstein had a bank account named Baal and asked someone at JP Morgan to wire him over $11,000. Baal is a demonic figure and an enemy to Jesus, as written in the Holy Bible.
In the Bible, there are warnings against the worship of Baal, or whatever you pronounce it. Baal and Moloch or Molech. These are ancient deities of the Canaanites. They're known for their horrifying practices, including child sacrifice. And historically, the Canaanites believed that by offering their children as sacrifices, they would gain favor from these deities for fertility, prosperity, protection. And in fact, there is even archaeological evidence and ancient text that suggested that such practices not only sought divine intervention, but were also part of deeply ingrained rituals intended to ensure the survival and prosperity of the community during those times. So, for instance, historical writings of Plutarch, it's mentioned, uh, he mentioned the barbaric practices involved in the worship of Molech or Moloch, where children were passed through fires as offerings. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob repeatedly warns the ancient Israelites to avoid these practices. For example, in Leviticus 8:12, or 8:21, it says there, and you shall not let any of your descendants pass through the fire of Moloch, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. So there's another text also in the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, verses 35. It says, and they built the high places of Baal or Baal that are in the valley of the sun in Hinnom, to cause their sons and daughters to pass through the fire to Moloch. So, can you believe this? These horrific practices were not only real, but they are now rearing their ugly heads once again today. So, it's really horrible. It's horrible.